Today we're gonna do our budget lineup. I'm gonna show you what I would buy if I had to buy brand new products off of Apple's website and I wanted to spend as little money as possible but get the best bang for my buck. If you watched the last video, I got whatever I wanted in 5 categories and I ended up almost spending about $13,000. 5 categories, I'm talking essentials that you would need if I had to start over from scratch. This is what I would get, and disclaimer, this is Apple. It's gonna be expensive. Now, another thing real quick, if I had to start all over, I would probably look at getting some used devices off of Facebook, but if we were getting all new products, this is what I get, and this is where I think the best value is on Apple's website right now. So we gotta start out with the iPhone. What is offered on Apple? Well, there's the iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I have an iPhone 13, so that tells you all you need to know is the iPhone 13, 600 bucks. I think that is an amazing value. Most of the things that I value in an iPhone, it has in the iPhone 13. So we're skipping the Pro, we're not getting anything new. They're all very similar. I'm gonna get the Midnight colorway with 128 gigabytes. I think anything more, I'm gonna get through cloud storage. We're not doing a trade-in, we're gonna buy it straight up, and we are not gonna connect to a carrier. No Apple Care coverage because I'm gonna take care of this phone. Boom, 1 out of 1. We're already ahead with the iPhone 13. As far as accessories go, we're not buying anything on Apple's website because you can get something 90% as good for 30% of the price on Amazon. So that's the bag so far. Next up, we have the Mac, and this is where you can spend the most money. When I did my unlimited budget, we ended up speccing out a MacBook Pro to the tune of, wait for it, $7,000. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna look at the MacBook Air options. And I also made a video earlier on my channel about how I love the MacBook M1 chip Air. I think it is a extremely good value, but guess what? They don't offer it on Apple's website, or do they? They do. They offer it right here, the MacBook M1. It's $1,000. Guess what? You can get it cheaper from Costco or Best Buy or a lot of other websites. Just so you know, I got mine from Costco for, I think we bought it for 750 bucks, and that was like a year ago. So you can find deals out there, but remember, we're shopping exclusively on Apple's website. I think the MacBook M1 is more than capable for everything I would need it to be capable of doing. So we're gonna really save money here by getting the MacBook Air M1 chip. Now I'm tempted to get the 16 gigs of RAM just because I think it would make it more future-proof, but honestly I have the 8 gigs RAM and it's done me just fine. So we're gonna do 8 gigs RAM, 256 gigs of solid state storage. We're not gonna do Final Cut Pro, no Logic Pro, no Apple Care. Just throw it in the bag, baby. All right, next up, we have the iPad. This is where I like to splurge a little bit. I got the basic phone, the basic laptop. I have an iPad Pro, and one of the things I cannot get past is the 60 hertz display on an iPad. If you don't understand how the displays work, 60 hertz, 60 frames per second versus 120, okay? 120 is a lot quicker, a lot smoother. That's what the iPhone Pro, the iPad Pro, those have 120 hertz displays. The normal iPhone and the normal iPad Air and the normal iPad have 60 hertz displays. The thing about it is when you have an iPad that's so stinking big, the display, you can really see the slower refresh rate. And I like it to be really smooth. I also like to do a lot of video editing and graphic design, all my thumbnails, YouTube videos, good example of what I do on my iPad. And so I have to do the iPad Pro. I can't do the iPad Air. This is where I'd splurge a little bit. And I think you'll be surprised. There's a couple other categories where I would splurge, but anyways, we're gonna get the iPad Pro. Now it starts at 800 bucks. Not too bad in my opinion. 11-inch display versus 12.9. I prefer the 12.9, but because this is my budget setup, if I had to start all over, I think the 11-inch display gets it done. So we're gonna do that in space gray, 128 gigs, just Wi-Fi. I don't need cellular. We're gonna skip the engraving. Not now. You know what? Apple Pencil. Ooh, that is a hard one because I like my Apple Pencil, but I don't think I need it. So we're not gonna do the Apple Pencil for the budget setup. No trade-in, and we are gonna buy this straight up. So we are getting this iPad for 800 bucks. I think that's a pretty decent deal. Again, get a better deal if you got a used one or a refurbished one, but we're not gonna do that. As far as the case goes, I would get a smart folio case because using the keyboard is absolutely worth it to me. I know it's a little spendy, but we're gonna add it to the bag. All right, next up, we have 2 more categories, by the way. Next up, we have the Apple Watch. I am going to get the Apple Watch SE for $250. Black finish, 40 millimeters. I'm gonna spend the extra 20 bucks and get the 44 millimeters. I'm gonna just do GPS, and we are gonna do a rubber band, sport band. We're gonna get it in the black colorway. I just like simple black, nice and sleek. That's all we need. Medium size, and we're not gonna do a trade-in. We're gonna buy this straight up. We're not financing. No Apple Care. Add to back. All right, we are almost done. And this brings me to the last category, Apple TV. Just kidding. I love Apple TV, but no, if I could only pick 5 products, I would not do Apple TV. I'd do AirPods. Now, I've made it clear on this channel that my AirPods are my favorite Apple product behind, my iPhone. Your phone is what you use the most, but this is where you get spendy, and just, I need you to realize this. You get spendy on the AirPods and you spend an extra 100 bucks. You get spendy on your iPhone and you're spending an extra 500 bucks. Laptop, an extra 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. So you gotta know where to get spendy if you want to do the budget lineup. And in my opinion, the AirPods Pro 2nd generation are worth every penny of the $250. Now the AirPods 2nd generation and AirPods Pro and AirPods 3rd generation, they're all great, but the sound quality improvement that you get from the rubber tips, the noise cancellation is unbeatable. Therefore, we're gonna have to go with the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. And guess what? We are done. So drum roll, please. We're gonna get to the final total here. How much does this cost? If I had to start over and get my Apple ecosystem up and going, this is what I would get. We're gonna add it to the bag. All right, drum roll, please. Just to review what we're gonna get the Apple Watch SE, an 11-inch iPad Pro, a 13-inch MacBook Air with M1 chip, iPhone 13, 128 gigs, a keyboard case for the iPad, which is a little spendy, and the AirPods Pro 2nd generation. The total of that is gonna be $3,628. Oh, it's ridiculous that I'm saying my budget lineup would be $3,628, but I mean your phone, watch, AirPods, laptop, iPad, that is a legit setup that you can get for under $4,000. That's not bad, especially when you think about how my dream setup would be $13,000. Big difference, but nonetheless, if you're gonna get this, I don't recommend getting everything brand new if you're on a budget. You should probably look into Facebook Marketplace, eBay, get some used. Apple also has refurbished products, but it's just more fun if you shop new, and I get it. So that's why I did that for this video.